Hey guys, welcome to phase 2 of my engine bay mod. So what I decided here is that I'm not going to go with a full wire tuck. What I originally was thinking about was maybe potentially relocating the entire fuse box, which would entail rewiring the body harness and stuffing the engine harness through the firewall back into here. What I decided to go with is something that's sort of minimal effort for a good amount of impact in terms of aesthetics and also probably cooling in here. There's a lot of, it's really noisy in here with this assembly and that sensor, ugly wiring harnesses. So what I have decided to do is take all of that stuff and route it through the firewall. One thing that I mentioned in my last video is that I was concerned about this thing heating up because the way the airflow works in an MR2 is it comes from the bottom of the vehicle and the side vents here and moves upward through the deck lid here. So that's a concern. It looks like this thing gets a lot of airflow. So I have seen this relocated to the trunk before, but no one's ever been able to answer whether or not that thing heats up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some tests. Okay, so I just got done driving on the freeway about 60 miles an hour for 20 minutes or so. Outside it's probably, yeah, outside of the vehicle's about 65. Feels about 70 outside. And we got about 95 max, 95 degrees on this thing, 90-ish. Okay. Getting close to 100 degrees by comparison. My exhaust is a bit more. I'm gonna let this thing idle for a while, see what it does. Alright, so I've actually made my way over to the World of Speed Museum here in Wilsonville, Oregon for cars and coffee. I'm currently in line. So I'll let the car idle here and then we'll test the temperature to see if it's gone up. Okay, and after about 45 minutes, an hour of driving, and now sitting idle for a while here in the garage, looks like a max of almost 107 degrees. By the way, if you're curious about this infrared thermometer, 40 bucks, Harbor Freight. So pick one of these up. Alright, so now I get to start disconnecting some stuff, which is pretty exciting. Oh man, yeah. It's ugly in here. All this stuff looks like it was, looks like it's been sitting in here for 25 years. Kind of funny, because, you know, it's almost a 25-year-old car. Oh, well, that's not what I intended to do, but that'll work. And this one, I think you have to push down. Wow. There we go. Alright, there's that. Actually, you know what? That's all that's holding this assembly there other than my bolts here. Alright. So I'll continue to work on this and catch up with you guys here in a couple minutes. So in terms of what all is going through, we're going to have this harness here, this harness here, and then this sensor and harness, I have, to be honest, no idea what that is, but I'm going to route that through, and just from looking at things, I think it's going to pop out right under this plug here. So hopefully it'll be nice and clean looking. Oh, and I'm also going to be routing, of course, the vacuum, 2 vacuum hoses through the firewall to the vacuum sensor in there as well. So let's get started with that. You know, actually, before we get started with that, I can't help but notice how ugly this bracket is. This bracket's very ugly, as is the resistor. It's got some corrosion on it, or resistor pack. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do first is clean this thing up a bit before I get it ready to throw into the back, so where no one can see it. Okay, so it looks like it's just 2 screws to get this thing off here. Alright, bracket I can sand up, paint just a nice flat black later. I'm going to start with this, just cleaning it up carefully. Looks like I got a little broken fin on this too. That's not cool. And this is the poor man's way to do it. So let's see here. Okay. And as we learned from the last video, use these. I think it turned out all right. What do you think? Pretty nice. All right, let's get to the fun part. Okay. All right, here's the progress. I've got, there it is. I've got the other boot installed there, and I've got my wiring harnesses plumbed, along with some new tubing, some vacuum tubing. Also, in my last video, I cheated again. I cut this down here, and that's why this is zip tied. Once I plumbed all this stuff through, basically I stretched this thing around all of these and then put a zip tie just snug so that it keeps the assembly together and it doesn't fall apart, but not cinch down so much that it cuts off the vacuum. We'll see how reliable this is. So everything's an experiment, but now I think I'm going to work on cleaning up some of this stuff, because I have an idea here. I'm going to be potentially mounting this here, something like that, which could cover up like so, which could cover up some of this stuff. So I'm going to clean up some of that wiring, retape it, and just something I've been wanting to do for a long time is clean this wiring up from my swap. You know, got the swap running, just functional, and have been lazy ever since. So now I can make it look professional. All right, so I'm in the middle of cleaning up this wiring that I've been talking about here, and I came across something that's bugged me for a while. This is the starter relay, and I talk about this in my swap write-up, where I explain how to convert this car to a 3S GTE or turbo. And this has been a point of confusion for many people. Basically, there is a single pin that you add here from the ECU, and then you have to tap it into the relay. And the way I've done that, it's really ghetto for a long time, is by stuffing a wire into this plug, and then the other end hooking it up. So I'm cleaning that up, and it'll be a much more solid connection. But something that I've learned here is how this comes apart. This clip pops out of the relay plug, and then what you do is you have to stuff a flathead screwdriver down there, and this white wire with a black stripe is what we're looking for right now. I'm actually pulling that out, and what I'll do is I will solder the pin directly to that so it can never come loose, and then the other end of that is going to go to one of these and here in case I ever need to pull the motor. I can do that. It's kind of an overkill step actually, but you know, it's how I do things. Anyway, that's how you get that plug apart, and this is the pin that you want to modify or add at the ECU to the starter relay. Okay, so here it is. The final result. I think it cleaned up nicely. You can see kind of what I did to get everything nice and tidy here. And I hate this thing right here for my fan. From my previous video, you'll remember this is for power to my fan. I know there's a better way to do that. I'll figure it out one of these times, but for now, it's just gonna be sitting there ugly, going from one end to the other. Still, I think it looks pretty good. Looks kind of factory. I really like how this bracket turned out. Looks nice. And here's what it looks like from the inside. You can see nothing along the back firewall now except the hinge mechanism here, or the latch for the deck lid. There is where everything's routed now. It's a little dirty still. Got to clean everything up and learn how to focus my camera. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Subscribe for more videos and I'll keep them coming. See you guys. All right, extra credit time. Seems to be about the same.